Welcome to YuGiBOOM, you guys. Abe here with a Satellarknight deck profile. YuGiBOOM! And before we start the deck profile, I want to make sure you guys follow our social media. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We want to know what you want us to showcase here at the channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started into the video. So, with this Satellarknight deck, it's could be stunny kind of deck, and you know, it's just a casual deck. I don't see anybody playing it in the meta and the regionals and stuff, but it's still nonetheless a really fun deck to play, and there's some pretty nutty stuff you can do with this deck. But yeah, let's get started. So of course we're gonna run 3 Deneb. He searches any Satellarknight monster except himself, and is whenever it's summoned, so it can be normal, special. So yeah, it's really good. And then obviously, you know, they align all together, so we have 3 Altair and the 3 Vega. Altair summons a Satellarknight from the grave, summons one from the grave, and then Vega summons one from your hand. So usually you want to Vega into Altair, and then if you have the Deneb or even the other Satellarknight we have in the graveyard, you can summon it back. You have 3 monsters out, easy peasy, and then that way you can go into Triverr, will deal Teros, or you can go into some rank 4. So yeah, it's really easy in this deck to do that. It's just about getting all the pieces first. That's why you do want to see Deneb pretty early, and then you can like loop it every time. As long as you have like your calls and everything, you can just loop it like every turn. So it's pretty busted. But yeah, so we run 3 of everything, and then for the one Satellarknight we run, just to make sure we get those in the grave, I do run 2 of the, I don't even think I could pronounce it, Unukalahai. I think I pronounced that correctly. This one, just like I said, just summons out, dump one in the grave. That way if you have like an Altair in your hand, you can start, you know, doing plays and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty essential, but you know, so you only run 2 because you don't want to dump too many, so that's why it's only at 2. But it's a good card, and it's the strongest one out of all of them, so you just want to have it out there. And then for an engine that I'm running, just to, you know, like I said, this deck can spam out, but if your opponent has a lot of stuff, it's going to be kind of hard to get over it. I do run some Kaijus in this deck, especially with the Kaiju Slumber back at 3. So I run 2 Kumongas, 1 Godarla, 1 Radiant, and 1 of the Thunder King. Like I said, just now that Kaiju Slumber's back at 3, I only run 2 Kaiju Slumbers, but this is just so you can get rid of your opponent's board, bait out anything, things like that, just to get rid of their problem matchup. Let's say you don't have the Kaiju Slumber, but you have one of these guys in your hand, you can just Kaiju them, and then if you're able to summon some Satellarknight, summon like a Triverr or something, you can either get those monsters back, or, you know, like I said, just get rid of problematic cards. So that's why I run Kaijus in here. You could run a lot of different stuff in this deck. Honestly, you do have space for it. So I just decided to run Kaiju just to make it a little more annoying. So there's that. Now into the spells. Since your normal summon can be very, how do you say, important in this deck. That's why I run 3 Potted Dualities. You can't, maybe your first turn you can't summon out like a Exceed so easily. Especially if you only, because it's kind of a low monster count in this deck. That's why I just run 3 Potted Dualities, just to dig in your deck, get those monsters out, things like that. And I mean, let's say in the beginning, this is a good starter card, but you know, it's like, just like I said, just to dig your deck. It's kind of like a true Draco deck. You know, they run Potted Duality just to get those cards out, because all they do is normal summon anyway. And then for the next card, you run 2 Skybridge. So I didn't know this card was actually so good, because you could summon, like, they say you get this out, you could you know, dump something, and then you could use this to summon something else. I like using it during the battle phase, especially when your opponent tries to attack it. Let's say you have a Deneb out there by itself, you have this set, when they try to attack it, you could always Skybridge, and then, you know, switch it out for something else, get that effect, and then you can start either summoning more monsters, or you can at least set up for the next turn. And then say we do this kind of somewhat of a trap heavy deck, so that way you can stop your opponent from doing stuff. But this card is actually really nice. It just the fact that it can still get just the Tellarknight monster's effects off still is very key. So it's really good. It can be used as an offensive card or defensive card, which is what I like. And then for the like I said, we run 2 Kaiju Slumbers. Just to get this extra Dark Hole Regeki thing, you know, just activate it, get rid of their monsters, and just keep going from there. What sucks though is that you can't summon Triverr when you use this because you can only summon Satellarknight monsters during that turn. But even Deltaros by itself is really good, so so you gotta know when to use it and stuff. But that's why I just run 2. And then for the 1-ups, we run 1 Rhoda because everything's a warrior, 1 Monster Reborn to extend, Dark Hole, and then the Genesis. I only run the Genesis just because we don't have any other spell and trap removal. And sometimes if you do have all your, like, you know, Satellarknight monsters out, you can activate this and, you know, destroy the back row. Or sometimes if they have like an annoying field spell, you know, you can have them do whatever. And then when you don't want it out there anymore, you could always just use this. Especially because it's a quick play, so it's really good. So it matters. It depends on the number of monsters you have out, so you always know when to use it. And now into the traps. The only revival trap I run is the Call of the Haunted. You could run the Oasis of Dragon Souls, but I think just 3 Call of the Haunted is enough because if you use 1 to summon back a Satellarknight and then you're able to summon Triverr, Triverr just bounces everything back. So having it dead, so just having it dead on the field, even if you have it dead on the field, I should say, summoning that Triverr is broken because then you get it back to your hand, and then you can use its effect, and then you could always summon it, or you could always set it back during your main phase too, if you attack. So yeah, that's why I think 3 Call of Haunted is perfectly fine. Well, for me, but that way you don't want to have it just dead in your hand if you don't have any monsters. So that's why just the 3 Call of Haunted I think is good enough. And then for some other trap cards to stop your opponent from playing, 3 Phoenix Chains. Like I said, this kind of goes into the Call of the Haunted. You use it, and if, let's say, they link their monster away or whatever, it's dead. But if you're able to summon a Triverr, you could always get it back to your hand. You just keep reusing it. So that's why Phoenix Chain is really good with this deck, because as long as you're able to summon Triverr, it's really good. So recycle it. And then for other negating stuff, I do like the Tellarknight Nova Alpha. Yeah, that's what it's called. And it's just good. It stops spell and traps, monster effects. The fact you contribute a Satellar monster, and then you negate that, and then you draw one. Well, who wouldn't want to draw a card? So that's probably why I like to keep this card at 3, because you're always gonna try to have a Satellarknight out there, and even if you have to use like your Triverr or Deltaros, they still get effects off. So why not? And for the last traps, we do play just 3 strikes and 1 warning. Like I say, you don't want your opponent to play, so it's just there for negating. You could run Judgment, but I really like the strikes instead. You know, less of a life point cost, and the warning because kind of almost stops anything. But yeah, and that's the main deck, guys. So we'll go into the extra deck. One card I didn't think I would be running so many of is the 3 Triverrs. So there you go, 3 Triverrs. I always thought like it's not so easy to summon 3 at a time, but after playing with this deck for a little bit, you can actually get it out pretty easy. So I was like, and its effect is non-targeting when it's summoned, so I was like, why not run 3? So just put 3 in there. Like I said, if they have monsters that can be targeted and things like that, you just return everything to the hand. So he's really annoying, and he can discard a random card, so whatever they get put back in their hand, you can, you know, just get rid of it. So yeah, he's really good. Sometimes I go through a whole duel using 3 of them, and then 1 duel. And then for another one, we run 3 Deltaros. He's good because, you know, you can pop any card, and then also if you're able to summon monsters after that, they can't do anything. They can't respond to it. So that's really good. And he's just 25 beater, so it's really good. Yeah, nothing much more to say about him. And then for other Tellarknight monsters, one diamond. This is there depending on what you're playing against. You could always just stack this on top of a Triverr, Delteros, and then it's a really good, just, you know, kind of floodgatey kind of monster that just stops anything. And if you're playing a dark deck or a dark attribute kind of deck, this stops the effects really easily. And it's not even once per turn when it negates effects, so why not just have something that just disrupts all that? So yeah, just run one of it because, like I said, only sometimes you'll see it, or need it, I should say. And then one Dark Tellarknight Batlemus. I think I said that right. Anyway, this card's really good because it's only 2 level 4 Tellarknight monsters, and sometimes you can't get the third one, but if you can get 2 out, you can summon this, and then after that you could use this effect to summon Triverr or Delteros, and that's really good. So that's why I run this card. Yeah, it just makes it easier to get into Triverr and Delteros. And then now for other Exceeds, I said this is a rank 4 base deck, so why not run all the best ones you can? So you want to run Tsukuyomi, 1 Baguska, 1 Exaton, and then a Utopia package. So Tsukuyomi is kind of there just in case maybe you have something dead in your hand. You can summon this out, get draw new cards, Baguska, to summon out there to stop you know, monster effects. Exaton in case your opponent does have a big board, just to get rid of it, and then the Utopia package just to get over big monsters. So yeah, and then for links, I don't really run too many links. The only ones I run is 2 Hippo Shinigami and 1 Underclock Taker. Hippo Shinigami just to give all your monsters a boost, and then even if it dies or if it's able to die properly, you can always get your light monsters back to your hand. And Underclock just in case you're able to summon it, and then have, like, not Triverr, but if you can summon Delteros or any other rank 4, you can you know, target a monster and destroy it, or not destroy it, but, you know, weaken its attack, and then you can run over it. So yeah, Underclock Taker's there. And so you just need one. You're only gonna have 1 Exceed at a time, so that's why just the 1 pointer down is really good. But yeah, that is the deck profile, you guys. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything you think I should add to the deck or take out. And like I said before, just make sure you follow us on our social media. We want to talk to you. We want to know what you want to see on the channel. And yeah, just thanks for watching, and have a good day.